Dream Machine, the half-hour pilot written by Phoebe Roberts, based on a joke she took way, way too far. Scene 1. Party. Exterior, manor courtyard, night. A beautiful man and a gorgeous woman in elaborate Regency attire stride through the newly fallen snow on a picturesque country estate.
I can bear it no longer, Helena. Let it be now or let it be never.
Oh, God blast it, Winston. What is it that you want from me?
That you drop this charade and confess what I am to you. And if you cannot speak it even now, then I shall repair away to America and never hear another word you utter till Judgment Day.
The woman turns, skirts rippling, tendrils of hair whipping loose from her tiara.
Now, Helena, will you say it?
Say it, Winston. Will I say it?
She draws to him, nose to nose, bosoms heaving, teeth bared.
Will you never learn, Winston, that words are nothing? Speak it, I will act it.
He throws his manly arms about her as she seals his lips in a long-awaited completion. Their forms are silhouetted against the moonlight on the falling snow. As they kiss, an unseen audience roars in approval. Interior, finale party, night. Pullback to reveal that this hot Regency action is projected on a screen above a glitzy Los Angeles party packed with applauding guests dressed in their cocktail finest. Cherry LaRue, a tensely vibrating TV personality with her whole face pulled tight by her hair, reports on the festivities into a news camera.
This devastatingly romantic scene is the crown jewel of the season finale of Westchesterham, Dream Machine TV's picturesque costume drama set in a Regency worthy of Jane Austen. I'm Cherry LaRue, reporting from the episode's glittering Los Angeles premiere party, but the real star of the evening is showrunner Leah Lucchesi.
The lady of the hour, Leah Lucchesi, makes her progress through the party, a luminous presence among a sea of well-wishers. Beautiful, but approachable, stylish, but not overdone, charismatic, but real. Leah humbly accepts the lauding and accolades heaped upon her by the adoring crowd. She's more than just a writer. She's the star.
Once a lowly staff assistant with wit and charm and more than a little talent, Lucchesi worked her way up to become Westchesterham's showrunner. It was under her oversight that the show became a sleeper hit that grew into a smash, with tonight's season 5 finale racking up nearly 7 million viewers.
Two fangirls in party dress gush into a camera in the harsh glare of a Klieg.
When Helena and Winston got together, I literally died. I knew even the Napoleonic Wars couldn't keep them apart.
I don't care what Reddit said, there's no way they were secretly cousins.
Cherry approaches Leah, who knows how to turn her head just so that her cheekbones catch the light.
Leah, over here, Cherry LaRue for Red Carpet Rag. Is it true that under your leadership, the show's seen the best reviews in its run?
I don't want to put words in people's mouths, so I'm just going to quote them saying, phenomenal.
As the creative force behind the show, you've become quite the star in your own right.
Well, I could never do it without my amazing cast and crew. They're why I look so good.
They say your Anglophile cred extends beyond just your writing. Is it true you're dating Tom Hiddleston?
Oh my God, I wish. Those rumors are out of control.
Well, how about James Norton?
Again, just a rumor.
What about Harry Styles? Is that a rumor too?
Yes, but I started that one.
They giggle together, adorably. A tuxedoed waiter comes by with a tray of tiny desserts.
Petit four, miss?
What do you think, Cherry? Should we be bad?
Maybe just this once.
They laugh again as they bite in. In a moment, Leah is accosted by two drunk fangirls, forcing her to wolf it down and smile through the mouthful.
Oh my God, you're Leah Luchador!
Almost.
We are such huge fans of your show.
When Lady Viola was stalking the gardener, that is so my life.
Oh my God, I am so honored that I spoke to you.
The first girl holds up her phone.
Could we get a selfie with you?
Of course.
Oh,
They squeal and squish in around her.
Everybody on my left, that's my good side.
They scurry around to cluster on her opposite side, grinning.
Oh, and no teeth, please. That's tacky.
Leah twinkles as the girls pull their lips awkwardly over their teeth. A series of other photographs cycle before our eyes. Leah making a cutely guilty face as she snacks on canapes. Leah, bridal carried in the arms of Devon, the actor who plays Winston on the show. Leah's eyes welling with grateful tears as a tiara like Helena's is placed on her head.
Scene 2. Aftermath. Exterior, Leah's apartment, night. A limo pulls up with Leah inside, still wearing the tiara and with a gift basket on her lap. She emerges, bidding fond farewell to the driver.
Thanks, Benny. And tell your girlfriend that she doesn't have to wonder anymore. Sir Reuben's favorite color is blue.
With a satisfied smile, she clomps in her heels up the front steps of her building. Interior, Leah's apartment. From inside the dark apartment, the heel clomping approaches from out in the hallway. A key turns in the lock, and the door opens to allow Leah inside. Her hand reaches out to grope for the light switch. As the lights flare, Leah's entire aspect changes. All the friendly grace drops away. With an exaggerated, eye-rolling, grown-up face, Leah kicks off her stilettos and pulls the tiara out of her hair. The gift basket falls forward. She's taking her dress off over her head, blindly banging into the furniture around her until she stumbles to the floor. Once down there, she wriggles out of her shapewear, grinning and riding her way towards the bathroom. Leah drags the toilet, makeup smeared and hair a mess. She shoves 2 fingers down her throat until she bows her head and yaks rapidly into the bowl. Initially, she straightens, gulping and gasping. Finally, she lights a cigarette, takes a long drag, tapping off the ashes into the toilet.
Scene 3. Hiatus. Interior, Leah's apartment, day. For the next week or so, Leah takes advantage of her show's hiatus to go about her life. Leah runs on the treadmill at the gym, continually craning her neck to check out her own ass in the mirror. When another woman, looking a touch apprehensive to be there, gets on the machine next to her, Leah cranks the speed up until her legs are a blur and the other woman leaves out of sheer intimidation. As soon as she's gone, Leah hops to the sides of the treadmill, gasping for breath. Leah rolls around her disaster of an apartment, working on scripts. She's wrapped in a blanket over a sports bra and granny panties, surrounded by a village of empty takeout containers, munching on a stack of pizza 3 slices thick. The bell rings, and she looks up at the clock in a panic. She leaps up, the blanket flowing behind her like a cape. A moment later, she meets her friend outside the door, as sleek and styled as can be, careful not to let her friend see inside. Leah, dressed to the nines, brings a stunningly handsome but definitely douchey guy home. They disappear briefly to the bedroom, and the picture frames rattle on the walls. When they emerge, hair artfully tousled, she gives him the bum's rush out the door. The minute he's gone, her outfit magically changes to lumpy sweats with her hair in a hideous knot. She flops in a heap onto the couch and digs a stack of comic books from the cushions. The next morning, Leah is right where we left her, face down, snoring softly into a dog-eared Batman. The key turns in the lock, and she groans. Her assistant, Meredith Barry, enters, in nerd glasses and sensible shoes, burdened with the weight of being the smartest person in every room.
Oh no, leave me alone. I was working late last night.
Meredith kicks aside the discard heels from her date.
Yeah, looks like it. But you've got to get up. You've got a meeting.
What meeting?
A big meeting. Got the call last night while you were working.
She picks through the chaos, digging up Leah's work bag as Leah levers herself up.
We're on a break. I'm not supposed to have to talk to any human beings for another 4.5 weeks.
Nevertheless, you have been summoned. I suppose a shower is too much to hope for.
Not unless you give me a bath at the sink, like a baby.
Oh, I told you that is never happening again. Just go easy on the French vanilla, will you?
Leah drags herself off the couch and into her bedroom to dress. Meredith keeps sifting.
Oh, you are such a nag. Don't make me replace you with, like, a cute UCLA swim captain.
Yeah. Maybe if you want your credit card number all over the Russian internet again.
Hey, Kelvin got tricked by that Twitter bot. How was he supposed to know that Uber doesn't have a business class? Now, where the hell did I put my good going?
Meredith appears at the bedroom door to hand over her lost bra.
At some point, you should probably buy a second one of these.
Thank you. What do you want? A medal?
What would you do without me?
Definitely not shower, that's for sure.
Scene 4, Studios. Interior Pamplemousse studio offices, morning. Leah, now put together again, hovers in the hub of offices on the business floor of Pamplemousse Studios. Surreptitiously, she checks her eyes for bags and her chin for hairs in the front-facing camera on her phone. After a moment, Meredith rejoins her, face apprehensive.
Hey, real quick, sniff test.
She shoves in close to Meredith, who shoves her away.
Just wet wipes, hair pomade, and body spray, like always.
They look around and observe the crowd of crew people flowing through the hallways around them.
Jesus, busy in here. Did I sleep through the whole hiatus?
No, you didn't. This is definitely weird, which is why I started asking around.
She points to a good-looking young man in a headset.
I talked to that assistant over there, and he said there's a ton of meetings scheduled for today. And get this, it's just Westchester people.
Really? You're telling me that guy is an assistant? How do you get an assistant like that? Stupid Meredith.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. What were you saying?
Leah, it's only our people who were called in today. Like, look, there's Devon. They even brought the talent in.
Leah flags down the actor as he passes, an English chav in a hoodie, earbuds, and sunglasses over a very modern haircut. Absolutely nothing like his appearance on Westchesterum.
Hey, Dev. I thought you were supposed to be in Mexico for that SpawnCon shoot.
Yeah, delayed the trip, love. Agent says I gotta be here for this meeting. Gonna bollock things up with the compromised people, that's for sure.
They're not going to want to lose their Duke Winston as their spokes insta.
I don't know, Leah. They might stop sending me drop crunch pads.
Dude, it'll be fine. Just have a smoke and chill out.
She snatches a pair of cigarettes out of the back pocket of Nate, a member of the crew, and tosses it to Devon.
Jesus, Leah, why don't you just get your own?
Because I don't smoke, Nate. Don't you have somewhere to be?
Can't smoke in here anyway.
Nate slinks off as Devon catches sight of his agent, gesturing him over.
Duty calls anyway. I think that's the guy with him, the one we got to meet.
Devon jogs to catch up with his agent, and a handsome, mature gentleman with a roguish grin and a sculpted goatee. He's weathered, but still has an edge beneath his impeccably tailored business suit, like a rock star who retired to run his own media empire.
Why does that guy look familiar?
Because behind his intriguing blend of rugged and refined maturity, he reminds you strikingly of your dad?
No, just you. I think that's Ryan Dresden, the producer.
What? No way. That guy only does features, like big budget prestige shit. The hell he'd be doing here?
Is that why everybody called in? To meet the whale?
Maybe he's looking to bring somebody to the big leagues. Could we be getting 6 seasons at a movie?
We've only done 5 seasons.
Who cares? Ain't you here, Mayor? We're a smash. We've got a branded line of tea experiences in museum gift shops. We're a phenom. We're Westchesterum.
Nate, the crew guy, interrupts with a cackle.
What? What do you know?
I guess you haven't had your meeting yet. So, don't you have somewhere to be?
Scene 5. Dresden. Interior, Ryan's office. Morning. New Dream Machine head of programming Ryan Dresden watches movers cram in his stylish and expensive furniture and too many movie posters of his previous films. He picks his way around 10 pounds of power player in a 5-pound room, stabilizing a trio of Oscar statues precariously balanced on a tiny table on his way. He hits the intercom on his oversized expanse of a desk.
Jeremy, do you know if Leah Lucchesi is on her
Leah kicks open the double doors to storm into the office, rattling his Oscars off their table.
Are you canceling me?
Ryan sighs and sends the movers out.
Depends. What have you been saying on Twitter?
Don't play with me, or are you canceling my show?
I was hoping to introduce myself first. Hey there, I'm Ryan Dresden, the new head of programming. Nice to meet you. And yes, I'm canceling your show.
No.
Which part? Because I can show you my driver's license if you want.
You roll in like you own the place. After 5 minutes on the job, you're acting the most important show on the network?
Oh, no, I wouldn't dream of touching Littlest Beauty Pageant Disasters of Orange County.
Our last season finale had 6.7 million viewers. Do you know how many nerd girls, lonely housewives, and old people who keep the TV on for company that is?
An impressive accomplishment, I will admit. All the better for going out on top.
I built that show up from nothing, from dinner theater costumes made out of old curtains shot in a historical society where they wouldn't let us touch the furniture.
Yeah, into a worldwide phenomenon, I know. You can bet I did my homework on the lovely and charming Leah Lucchesi. You've got an interesting CV.
He grabs a portfolio off his desk and flips through the pages. Leah glares at him balefully.
MFA from Boston University, worked your way up from assistant to showrunner, managed to turn a period melodrama into a cult hit, and hooked up with John Hamm once. You put that on your resume?
Wouldn't you?
Fair enough. An impressive track record, any way you slice it.
Impressive enough that I've got a contract. The actors have contracts. Slice up that.
You seem stressed. Can Jeremy bring you a drink? I don't indulge myself, but you look like you could use one.
It's 11 in the morning, and I weigh like 100 pounds.
I know. I admire how you manage to work that fact into every single interview. Since you seem to like hard numbers so much, try the difference in revenue between making one more season of your expensive period piece versus sending it directly to syndication. Especially with all these contracts that go up if we keep you past 5 years.
Leah leans on the back of a chair, looking sick. Ryan draws close, almost kindly.
I know it's your baby, but it's all grown up now and got in a motorcycle crash that nobody can look away from. Nothing to do now but harvest the organs while they're still viable.
Well then, I guess I better disentangle myself from my child's corpse so you can get to the gutting.
She stands and turns to go.
Not so fast. It's not all bad news. Don't you want to hear my offer?
Oh, please. Like the whole foxy, high-powered bad boy thing is going to make up for the fact that you killed my show, and you're old enough to be my dad, and kind of look like my dad, and have the facial hair he shaved off when I was 10 and cried about because he didn't look like my dad anymore.
Wow, okay. That's a lot to unpack there. I'm flattered, but no. But I think we can build on this. So I have another job for you, if you're interested.
And what if I'm not?
Well, like you said, you have a contract.
He opens the office door for her, almost banging into Meredith, who is crouching just outside at the keyhole. She stumbles back out of the door's way as Leah storms past her.
Sorry, I wasn't eavesdropping. I was admiring your strike plate. So tasteful.
Thanks, but Jeremy's already got my lunch order. Leah, it's been a pleasure. I look forward to our next meeting.
He shuts the door. Leah stomps down the hall with Meredith on her heels.
Let's get the hell out of here.
What happened in there? Is it true we're getting canceled?
None of I have anything to say about it. They can pry my show out of my cold, dead fingers.
In this business, they will. What are we going to do?
This movie mogul comes out of nowhere and thinks he can take everything I built. Well, I'm not going to take this. I want to know what his deal is, Mayor. I want to know everything you can find.
Oh, sure, boss. Let me Google that for you.
No, Meredith. I want dirt. If a big shot producer like that winds up in programming at a third-rate cable network, he's got to have some dirt. I want to know what it is, so I can use it to grind him into it.
That is a very labored metaphor. And the rest is crazy town, Leah.
You got a gig lined up that's better? Can you get unemployment from Crazy Town? You want to go back to tossing out the drunks at public library in Crazy Town?
Oh.
Then Get me something on Dresden. I have a show to save.
Scene 6. Digging. Interior, outside Ryan's office. Day. Leah having gone, Meredith lurks alone outside Ryan's office, quietly panicking.
How the hell am I supposed to do this? Follow him around, stake him out? If he sees me, he's gonna...
Ryan emerges from the office, drinking from a disposable coffee cup. She freezes like a deer in the headlights.
Oh, if you're cleaning, now's a good time. I'll be out for the rest of the day.
He hands her his half-empty coffee cup and takes off. Meredith makes an elaborate what the hell face, then shrugs and proceeds to follow him at a short distance down the hall. Meredith tails Ryan as he goes about his business, coffee cup still in her hand. He moves briskly about the building, meeting people and taking calls on his earpiece.
Get me the call sheets for the next round of production. I want to see who's high enough to need a pay cut, but low enough to take it.
She watches all the other studio executives fawn over him.
Oh, I can't believe I'm going to be working with Ryan Dresden. You're a legend.
Thank you. I can only imagine what this means to you.
Oh, Gone with Howard's Choice means so much to me. I mean, 4 quadrant returns and still a darling at awards season.
Yes, I'll always remember the film that earned me my first summer house.
Oh, the dream.
Occasionally, Ryan catches sight of Meredith watching him and squints as if she is vaguely familiar. She holds up the cup he gave her.
Coffee run?
No thanks, I just had one.
He continues on his way. Throwing up her arms in disbelief, Meredith jogs out after him. Exterior, parking lot, day. Meredith observes as Ryan climbs into his Mercedes, throwing on a pair of shades. She dashes to her own vehicle to follow him as he pulls out of the parking lot. Tailing him by car now, Meredith keeps her eyes on the driver ahead of her. She jiggles the cup to gauge the liquid still in it, then shrugs and takes a drink. Exterior, streets of Los Angeles, day. At last, Ryan pulls into a parking lot of what appears to be a church. From across the street, Meredith watches him disembark and take a quick look around over his sunglasses. Then, he tucks his head and disappears inside.
Church on weekday? It doesn't look like a Scientology center. Or else.
Her eyes go wide as she realizes.
Oh, shit.
Setting up her tablet on her dashboard, Meredith gets down to Googling stuff for her boss. Typing quickly, she pulls up a public record database of criminal convictions. Entering the name Ryan Dresden calls up a very unflattering mugshot of the man, complete with black eye and serious cowlick. Besides a rap sheet, a dozen entries long.
Take that, Ahab, because I just caught the whale.
Scene 7. Soap. Interior, Devon's apartment. Day. Leah chases Devon around his lavish LA flat as he finishes packing for his flight to Mexico.
Can you make this sharp, Leah? I have a plane to catch.
Don't you even care that our baby is getting aborted? The baby you and I made together with like 70 other people?
I don't know. It was fun while it lasted, but for a change of pace, it'd be nice to make something a man might see at one point.
Men see us? Do you know how many girls force their boyfriends to watch with them every single week?
Maybe this is the right time in coming.
What do you mean? Your rate was about to go up.
I know, but I've gotten other offers. With West Chesterham, I haven't had time, but now.
Oh, I see how it is. Historical heartthrob gets too big for his knee bridges and thinks he can make the jump to movie star. Just because you look good in hose, you think you're jacked enough for superhero spandex now?
It could happen. Marvel's got like 1 million mutants. And my agent says my American accent is very close to not sounding like a drag queen.
Are you not going to help me on this? I thought we had something.
We did, Leah. But now I've got something with Mariel Heller. And she does features.
He hefts his bag over his shoulder and goes to leave.
I am so regretting all those nude scenes I wrote for you.
She is cut off as her phone rings. She looks at it in horror.
How'd you get this number?
How did you know it was me?
I didn't. That's just how I answer the phone.
I told you I got a gig for you. Don't you want to see what it is?
Interior, Pomplamoose Soundstage. Day. Leah wanders resentfully onto the stage, sometimes used for interiors on West Chesterham. Her eyes grow wide as she sees furnishings and decor disassembled and carried away by crew members. She runs over and grabs a bed warmer out of Nate's hands.
Hey, where are you going with that? That's my set.
Got the clear out order this morning. Out with the 1800s, in with the 2000s. He gestures for guys to keep the set pieces coming. Leah wobbles on her feet as they move heedlessly past her.
No, they can't do this to me.
She swoons and drops fortuitously onto an antique fainting couch being removed by two crew guys. The bed warmer falls with a crash to roll to the feet of the handsome assistant Meredith spoke to earlier.
Hi there, you must be Leah.
How did you know?
His eyes dart between the fainting couch and the bed warmer.
Lucky guess.
You don't swim by any chance, do you?
I came to tell you that Ryan is looking for you. Yeah, I found her, sir. Right where you said she'd be.
Ryan approaches.
Thank you, Jeremy. Now run while you still can.
Leah sits up as Jeremy nods and takes off.
Damn it, he's your guy? Where'd you find him?
Jail. Now, will you come with me? I'd like to introduce you to someone. This is Josie Caraway, the actress whose salary you'll be trying to strangle for the next 5 years of your career.
Ryan leads Leah to a woman doing a screen test on a far corner of the soundstage, with Julia Sugarbaker's famous beauty pageant monologue from Designing Women. Josie is sweet, attractive, and talented, so naturally, Leah hates her on sight.
And you probably didn't know, Marjorie, that Suzanne was not just any Miss Georgia, she was the Miss Georgia. She didn't twirl just a baton. That baton was on fire. And when she threw that baton into the air, it flew higher, further, faster than any baton has ever flown before, hitting a transformer and showering the darkened area with sparks. And when it did finally come down, Marjorie, my sister caught that baton, and 12,000 people jumped to their feet for 16½ minutes of uninterrupted thunderous ovation as flames illuminated her tear-stained face. And that, Marjorie, just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
Ryan applauds, and she dimples modestly.
Now that is a strong Sugarbaker woman. Looking good, Josie.
Thank you. I was trying to balance my typical Olivier-style technique with just enough Stanislavski to keep it authentic. Oh, but I can push it a little more Adler for humanity if you want.
What's the problem? Can you afford actual Golden Girls?
What's your problem? Can't you write for women?
I beg your pardon.
Well, West Chesterham
It does have mostly male leads.
The show has plenty of women. Somebody's got to model the dresses.
Yeah, playing shrews and harridans and mad wives in the attic.
Hey, all my male characters are sensitive. I made Lord Brickshire and Sir Frederick kiss at least once a season.
Oh yeah, your artistic ambitions were very clear.
On his phone, he pulls up a set video from behind the scenes on West Chesterham. Leah flirts shamelessly with Devon, looking square-jawed and hot in his Regency costume.
Oh my god, you're not that strong. I mean, you couldn't, pick me up, could you?
Come on, you weigh like nothing.
Oh my god, you noticed? I don't know. You're gonna have to prove it to me.
Devon sweeps her up over her shoulders in a fireman carry. Leah squeals and Mock struggles.
You're so tall, you can see my house from here. Put me down. Don't you dare put me down.
Ryan switches off the video and tilts his head.
Look, Leah, if we're gonna work together, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I can definitely pick you up.
Wrong idea? I don't need to explain my process to you. Damn it, lots of people have a thing for complicated cravat knots.
Which explains the show's success as well as anything. We're thinking a gal in the city dramedy about a spunky career woman who can handle anything but love.
So that's your plan, Dresden. A regional theater Pollyanna and a nighttime soap opera?
Excuse me, I received rave reviews for my endearing clumsiness, and I am excellent at crying while eating.
Who isn't, Jody?
I know some of us would prefer to scout importance of being earnest productions at high schools with diving teams, but we just need to take some time to get to know one another. I think we got enough time for a smoke break.
I don't smoke.
It's a figure of speech.
Leave the wordplay to the writer, why don't you? Jolie, is it?
It's Josie.
Yeah, Jolie, thanks so much for coming in, but I deal with accent performers, women who look good in corsets.
Oh, I played Gwendolyn Fairfax at the Kennedy Center.
I need TV hot, not Jane Alexander Award hot.
Come on, Leah. You had a good run, but I want to build on that success. But you've gotten comfortable. I think you've got more than that in you.
He makes very solemn eye contact, under which Leah squirms unbearably. The tension rises, and rises, and rises, until at last Leah's cell phone rings. It's Meredith, so Leah tears off into the prop cage to answer it.
Oh, thank Christ! This jagoff Dresden is already tearing down the set and introducing me to other actresses. Devon was useless, so now I have all this frustration and nowhere to direct it.
She whips out a pair of tweezers to pick compulsively at her face.
Oh my God, are you obsessing over your chin hair again?
I can feel it, Meredith. It's like the Terminator. You take it out, but it keeps coming back.
Oh, put down the tweezers before you do something stupid. I do not have time to get you lace front eyebrows today.
If my unibrow comes back, so help me, I will blame you.
Leah, focus. I found something on Dresden.
We can't hear what Meredith tells her, but Leah's expression lights up as she listens.
My darling Meredith. Despite your unflattering glasses and criminal neglect moisturizer, you are beautiful.
Ryan comes up behind her as she hangs up.
Look, sorry to bring out the big guns like that, but the network's banking on you making Josie work, so I've got to make this work.
Because if you don't, you're done.
I beg your pardon?
Leah whirls on him.
I know what your deal is now. Why a 3-time Oscar-winning producer is now slashing budgets at a chick flick cable station, according to your arrest record, because you kept tripping and falling onto needles, and you blew too many deals sleeping it up in lockup, or wandering barefoot on the side of the 405.
First of all, it was the 10.
I mean, it was one thing when you were puking on your assistant and waking up in Blake Lively's fountain.
It was Brie Larson, but a lot of people were confused.
But it was when you couldn't get a picture together to save your dick and nobody had any use for you anymore. So now you're here, a big whale in a small mud puddle, hoping nobody notices that you're drowning here like the rest of us.
I'm clean now.
Yeah, like you were the last 6 times. It didn't save you then, and when I take it to the head of the network, it's not going to save you now. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to rescue my show from the judgment of a dude who made Jerry Bruckheimer cry at his own garden party and desecrated Dino De Laurentiis' grave.
Throwing up the horns violently with both hands, Leah stalks for the exit, tripping over the discarded bed warmer as she goes. Ryan tips his head back and sighs.
Scene 8. Big Guns. Interior production offices, day. Leah, her charismatic, camera-ready persona firmly in place, paces outside the office of Ken Rafferty, head of the network at Dream Machine TV. She hisses into her phone with Meredith on the other end of the line.
I don't know about this, Leah. What if it backfires?
Desperate times, exposing him to the network is our last best shot.
But you haven't thought this through. What if they...
Then I'm taking him down with me, okay?
The executive emerges and leads it over to him, plastering on a demented...
Ken, funny seeing you here. You busy? Got a minute? It's me.
Excuse me, did I miss a dental appointment again?
It's Leah Lucchesi. I write West Chestrum. I tutored your granddaughter for the SATs and wrote all her college essays.
Oh, Leah! Of course, I'm sorry you look different somehow.
Oh, well, I did change my hair.
That's it. Thank God. Well, don't worry, it grows back, right?
Wow, yeah. I guess I'd better get on that.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. So, what can I do for you?
It's just that I got word that the new head of programming...
3-time Oscar-winning head of programming. You know he went to George Clooney's wedding to that non-famous woman?
Yeah, that guy. He's canceling my show, which, as I'm sure you know, just had its best numbers yet. And I just wanted to run that by you in case you didn't know. I mean, I'm not so sure we can trust his judgment, given his history. You know about his history, and probably present, and most definitely future. Dude's a drug addict, is what I'm saying. A junkie, a hophead, a smack fiend.
Yeah, can you believe our luck? Without his 6th flameout, we never could have afforded him.
You knew?
Well, my niece was at the bar mitzvah where he stared the girl off the bima, yelling that there was no God.
And that doesn't bother you at all, that he could blow up again at any time?
Well, how else could we get top shelf talent at a cut rate price? He's crackerjacked when he's got his shit together. You know, I just wish I knew he'd run down that black rhino sooner.
At last, Ken notices her face.
Oh, but you don't have to worry. You turned that frock schlock into certified gold. We're going to take care of you. The Josie Caraway thing will print you money. Or if you don't like that, we'll find something else. You look pretty good standing next to actresses. We can always get you a presenter gig. I mean, Cherry is getting a little, long in the tooth. You know what I mean?
He chucks her shoulder as her smile slowly freezes.
Yeah, sure.
You're so easy, kid. That's why I love you.
He leaves her to stand alone in the hallway. Interior, Leah's apartment, evening. Leah reverts again to rolling around her apartment, this time rapid cycling between the various stages of grief, self-pity, rage, overeating, and drunk dialing. Snotty and moaning, losing clothes and replacing them with blankets, she flops dramatically over the furniture, bewailing her fate. Pounds down a canister of chocolate frosting in huge, floppy gulps, and punches a hole into a roll of cookie dough so she can squeeze it into her mouth. Finally, her stomach turns from the excess sugar, and she kicks it all into a nearby wastebasket. Wiping her mouth and pulling herself together again, she glumly continues eating the frosting. She shrieks along to Alice Morissette's hideously off-key, but with the full force of her feelings poured behind it.
To deny me of the cross I bear that you gave me. You ought to know.
Collapses back onto the couch as the sun cuts out, screaming into a pillow.
Shit, give somebody a cross-eyed bear anyway.
Smoking furiously, she howls into the voicemails of several choice people on her contact list.
Hey, Bear. Just warning you not to come by tomorrow, because somebody has to find my body after I choke to death on my own vomit, and I don't want it to be you. Hey, Ryan. Just wanted to say, you won, buddy. You beat me. So why don't you come over to my place bright and early tomorrow? Because somebody has to find my body after I choke to death on my own vomit, and I really want it to be you. Hey, Devon. Hope you're not already booked up with your film career because somebody has to find my body tomorrow if I choke to death. Oh, hey. You up?
Interior, Leah's apartment, night. Leah opens the door to Devon, jet-lagged, but game.
I guess Mario Heller's busy.
Don't make this weird.
She thrusts a Regency costume at him. He slings it over his shoulder and trudges to the bathroom.
Shut up and put on the waistcoat.
Scene 9. Alliance. Interior, Ryan's office. Morning. Ryan enters his office and tosses his coat aside. Stressed, he tries in frustration to pace through his overcrowded office, racking his brain trying to think of what to do. Reaching the desk, he turns around to pace the other way. He sees Meredith standing there and startles.
Dresden, we gotta talk.
Jesus, where the hell did you come from?
You just let me in. You handed me your coat?
She holds it up as proof.
I thought you were the coat rack. What are you doing here?
I work for Leah. She's in a bad way, and if you want to get anything useful out of her, we have to do something about it.
Yeah. I got the impression from the voicemail she left me.
He holds up his phone.
Choked to death on my own vomit, and I really want it to be you. There, I hope you're right with your gun, because that's on you. And by that, I mean my death and vomit. Oh God.
It breaks off into incoherent sobbing and eventually puking. Ryan hangs up.
There are 10 more minutes of that. Look, I know this feels like a low blow, but if I don't cancel your show and get her on something cheaper, my job's as much on the line as hers is.
I know, and this is your last stop before rolling downhill to basic cable.
How do you know that? I mean, what are you talking about? I'm not going to take that from a coat rack.
Save it. Some of us know how to use public records and spell your name correctly. But that means I gave her what she needed to kamikaze you.
You know, this isn't about me trying to screw anyone, right? You think it's easy to come back from punching Kevin Feige's racehorse?
And I don't want Leah's freak out to take us all down with her. So what do you say? Join forces to pull this off?
He extends his hand and she takes it. When she tries to pull away, he holds her just one moment longer.
Give it to me straight. You can't turn like invisible or something, can you?
That's just it, Dresden. It's my gift and my curse. Come with me.
Interior, Leah's apartment. Morning. Once again, the key turns in Leah's lock as Meredith lets herself in. This time, however, she's followed by Ryan. His lips purse as he takes in the aftermath of her breakdown.
Wow. It's like a frat party broke into Grandma's house.
If you run into an actor wearing nothing but a cravat, just hand him his knee breeches and shoo him out the door.
Meredith leaves. Ryan sighs and tries to get his bearings. He enters Leah's room to find her sprawled in a nest of sheets, face hidden by the tangle of her hair.
Well, that's already less death and vomit than I was promised. Things are looking up. So rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. We gotta talk.
Leah rolls herself in the blanket like a cocoon.
Maybe alone, Dad. I don't want to go to school today.
Jesus Christ.
He yanks on the blanket, spinning her out of the bed and onto the floor.
Daddy, why?
Leah hoists herself up and peers at him. When her eyes focus again, she startles, wrapping the blanket around herself so that the eyes are all that's visible.
Oh my God, you're not my dad!
You're really tripping on that, aren't you?
She looks around the room.
And what did you do with my leading man? I could have sworn I left him around here somewhere. Is that how you got in? That traitor Devon?
It was that assistant of yours, the one with ninja powers. Unlike you, she's smart enough to know how much there is at stake.
What do you care? You're bulletproof.
Excuse me? A year ago, Anna Wintour was calling me to find out what cover would sell the September issue. Now I couldn't nail down a TV guide, even if people still bought those. I'm hanging on by a thread here. Will you take that stupid blanket off already?
No, I look like hell.
Leah, you got my arrest record. I assume you know the last time I was found face down in a substitute teacher's bathtub in Temecula. Do you think I'm going to judge you Because you haven't showered in a day?
Yeah, one day. And of course you goddamn are.
You know what? I think I need a cigarette. You want one?
She glares at him from within the blanket as he lights up.
I told you, I don't smoke.
Are you still doing this? The whole place smells like an ashtray.
At last, Leah emerges from the blanket, a bleary, wiry mess, all witch angles and swamp.
No, don't you get it? I don't smoke because it's disgusting. I eat right, but I don't count every calorie because that's crazy. And I look good all the time without even trying because that makes people like me. Do you have any idea the effort it takes to make it look effortless?
That sounds exhausting.
Of course it is. But do you know how writers' rooms treated me before I started doing it?
Let me guess, they grabbed your ass and called you sweetheart.
Are you a time traveler from 1985? No, granddad. I might as well have been invisible. You think it's hard to get respect when you're attractive? Try getting it when you're not.
From the depths of her underwear drawer, she digs up an old photo and throws it at him, of a chunky, awkwardly dressed nerd with acne and a bad haircut, who might once have been Leah.
Not everyone is like that. Some people notice talent.
Yeah, like you notice Meredith.
Who's Meredith?
He cuts himself off as he realizes what he'd done. Bitterly, Leah grins.
I'm good at my job. Really good. But nobody would give that girl a chance to do it.
I get it. Nobody cared about my first 5 relapses as long as I produced and looked like I had my shit together. And you don't want to risk everything you've achieved, but you are good. Maybe even as good as I am. So like you, I'm doing what I have to get the chance to do it again. Right now, I can't do that without you.
You really think I can help you get back on top?
Yeah, damn straight. I'm betting my career on it.
Ryan offers her a cigarette. After a moment, she takes it and allows him to give her a light.
If we're going to do this, there's a few things I want.
Like what?
Like, we're gonna do time travel. 2 periods with ball gowns and cravats.
We'll talk.
And all the guys we cast have to be really unreasonably pretty when they cry.
It is a nighttime soap. Anything else?
Inspiration lights up Leah's eyes.
Scene 10. Team. Interior, Pamplemousse Soundstage. Day. Ryan, slick and grinning, gives an interview to Cherry LaRue on the former West Chesterham set, now busily being rebuilt anew.
Everyone's dying to know. What can you tell us about Dream Machine under Dresden leadership?
Well, I don't want to spoil all the surprises, but you can expect an exciting new slate of programming, helmed by your favorite Dream Machine stars, including a new female-driven dramedy in collaboration with creative dynamo Leah Lucchesi.
Say it!
And we're especially proud of the fact that Leah has totally nailed every lead Marvel actor.
All of them!
Yeah. All of them.
And the Chris's twice!
And the Chris's twice.
From behind the cameras, Meredith hides her eyes with her hands as Leah grins crazily.
We're so getting sued.
Worth it.
Dream Machine.
With Naomi Ibatsitas as Leah Lucchesi. Eric Cheung as Ryan Dresden. Liz Salazar as Meredith Berry. Jason Tilton as Devon Chambers. Isaiah Plovnick as Nate, Ken, and Narrator 1. Pieter Wallace as Jeremy and Narrator 2. And Cari Keebaugh as Helena, Cherry, Josie, and narrator 3.